even justice or else is help. But still I haven't got an answer from any of those fake Muslims out there. When was that or else supposed to take place? Farrakhan just got y'all riled up so he could benefit from y'all emotions and take as much money as possible. He made a lot of money with that justice or else BS. And literally the next day after that justice or else, the people who killed Tamir Rice were let go. They were found acquitted. They were found acquitted of killing a 12-year-old boy who was playing with a toy gun like most 12-year-old boys do. Playing with toy guns. That's what 12-year-old boys do, right? Am I bugging? But you want to talk about justice or else. But a 12-year-old boy can't play with a gun. That's the type of world we live in right now. A man cannot be in his car without getting dragged down and having a cop's knee on his neck. That's the type of world we live in. It's highly disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's continue with it. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. Why is the help vain? Because it's pointless. It's pointless. That's what the word vain means. Pointless. Useless. Vain help. Our eyes look for vain help. Every time we are out there marching on the streets, every time even when we're rioting, we are looking for vain help. And that's the world that we live in. Looking for vain help. You crying for justice. These people are not going to give you no type of justice, no matter how. It's just going to get worse from here on out. It's going to get worse. I thought Tamir Rice is as bad as it gets. It's a 12-year-old kid playing with a toy gun, but now it gets worse. Sandra Bland, you know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor, whoever the sister was, her name ain't come out yet. But the sister died in Florida by a police shooting, literally today. So our eyes hope for vain help, but let's continue. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. In our watching, as we're looking for this vain hope, as we're searching for this vain hope, we are searching for a nation, a particular nation to come save us. And guess what? That nation never saved us. Those people never saved us. Why? Because it's not in their best interest to save us. It's not in their best interest of America for help. They don't care for you. They want you dead. Let's go to verse 18. They hunt our steps. They hunt our steps. What does it mean to hunt our steps? There's brothers out there that literally was unarmed. Running from police officers, unarmed, getting shot in the back. They are literally hunting our steps. Literally hunting our steps. No matter where you go, you're not protected in your own home. You're not protected. Breonna Taylor was killed in her own home for a mistaken warrant. No sign of a threat, just killed. What happened to those police officers? Well, if it just happened, I'm pretty sure they'll get off just like every other police officer did. We're searching for vain help. It's not in their best interest to help us. It's not. And that's what your vote is casting. That's what you're voting for. You're voting for a vain help. Every vote you cast is for a vain help, and you will not get it. We've been doing it since the 60s. Technically, even further, because we had the right to vote even before the 60s. So you've been voting for a vain help, and we're not getting it. I don't care if it's Democrat, I don't care if it's Republican, Independent. I don't care if it is a black or Hispanic man. It's a vain help because that black or Hispanic man definitely does not have our best interests at heart, especially if he's in politics. Look at these politicians. You think Cory Booker cares about black people? Any of these black politicians today, any of these Hispanic politicians today care about black people? No, they do not. They do not care, not at all, not one lick. And all this is coming to fruition. I just hope y'all wake up and don't vote. Just don't vote. Take that time to yourself. Read some scriptures. Get into class. Feed another black, Hispanic, or Native person. Do something righteous with that time. Skip the vote. Don't vote. It's pointless. And I pray that the next plague or this COVID-19 or this current one just destroys this vote. I pray it destroys it. I pray there's a second wave that floods this country worse than the first one, and you literally have no choice but to stay home. Can't vote. You can't. That's what I pray. I pray for my enemies, literally. I pray for their death. I pray for their destruction. Because they are preying on my people. Like the lion preys on the gazelle. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. We can't even go in our streets. Ahmaud Arbery was just out for a jog. Yeah, he made a pit stop inside a construction site. Who has not? I know growing up, I've been inside many construction sites. Does that mean his life should be cost? I mean, should that cost him his life? Ahmaud Arbery was chased down. You know what I'm saying? If he left the building of that what's the name, did not take nothing. He did not take anything. The video clearly shows he went in and he left, and they continue lurking after him. He did not take nothing, but they hunted our steps. They wanted him dead because he was a black man. You know, the rednecks just wanted him to stop breathing. And that's what your vote casting. And they say, well, if you don't vote, then you can't complain. No. Wrong. If you do vote, you can't complain. You participated. I'm warning you. Here's the difference. You participated in this madness. You are part of the problem. You can't complain. But me, I did not participate. I seen this ahead of time. I have the right to complain. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come. It's about that time, man. It's about that time. It's Zephaniah 2:1. It's about that time for us to gather together. Our days are near. We are at our end. These curses and everything that's hell we're going through is at an end. Before it to end, you just got to do as the ISUPK says, which the scripture states. Separate. Don't participate in their holidays. What benefit does that have for you? You celebrate Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and next thing you know, you're struggling for rent during January, February. Your holidays is not of a benefit. So it's best to separate. Just separate. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to the next scripture. Because our time is coming at an end, man. This hell that we're going through, this pain that we're going through is almost over, B. It's almost over. But let's go to Proverbs 14 and 12. Give y'all a couple seconds to get there. Don't forget to sign in. Matter of fact, I should be putting the sign out sheets in. Hold on, bear with me for a sec. Let me start with the YouTube if you're on YouTube. Bear with me for a second. I'm about to put out the sign out sheets. Bear with me one sec. I gotta get this done and over with. Most High in Christ. And also, don't forget to sign in, you know what I mean, to subscribe if you're on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple of Boston pages up and running. We got this page we on right now, Boston No Cows, and we also got Boston One West or One West Boston. You know what I'm saying? I put the link up there. Don't forget to subscribe to that. That's where all our battles are going down. All our heated discussions on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I got the sign out sheet on the YouTube. Bear with me one sec as I get it on Facebook. Bear with me. I'm almost there, bang. Got the sign out on English. Subscribe to One West, ISUPK, One West Boston, you know what I'm saying? I'll put the link up on there too. Alright, let's get back into it. What was I at? Proverbs 13 and 12? 14 and 12. That's right. So let me put that in there because I definitely put 13 and 12. Go to the next chapter. The next chapter over, y'all. Proverbs 14 and 12, alright? Give y'all a second to get there. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man. There's a way that seems right unto a man. What are those ways that just seem right unto a man? Let's just take this side. Let's take this society into mind, right? Let's take the way this world and the society thinks. There's a way that just seems right unto a man. What seems right unto a man? Hey, if I pray over my food, the Most High will forgive me. All food is acceptable as I pray over it. Nah, that's not what the scriptures say. There's a way that seems right to a man. It just seems right. Let's see what other ways there are. Love is love. If a man loves another man, then love is love. Homosexuality is a way that seems right to a man nowadays. In their head, it just seems right. What else is there? What other way seems right to a man? Let's see. Hey, it comes from the ground. We come from the ground, man. It was put here for our pleasure and our enjoyment. The Most High gave this plant to us. That way seems right to a man. What's another way? Look, our ancestors died for us to vote. Our ancestors died for us to be considered as equals. Our ancestors died for this. Our ancestors died for that. There's a way that seems right to a man. But let's continue the scripture. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Let me tell you something. The ends of eating pork is death. Crab, shrimp, and lobster, the end of that is death. The ends of homosexuality is death. The ends of sleeping with another man's woman because love is death. The ends of voting is death. That's what your vote causes. Your vote causes death. You think you're doing something right, but has one positive thing ever occurred due to voting? Has one positive thing happened? No. Let me simplify. Has one beneficial thing happened? Has one thing beneficial for Black, Hispanic, and Native people happen due to your vote? No. No, not one thing. Well, let's continue. But the end thereof are the ways of death. That's the way of it. It's the way of death. That's what it is. You can think this is right, you can think that is right, but at the end of the day, it is death. If you research all the things that we think is right, and research the end result of all those things that we think is right, I'm telling you, the end of that road is somebody dying. The little end of that road is somebody dying. Each and every way. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's go to Proverbs. No, let's not go there. Let's go. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. Which is in the Apocrypha. If you don't have the Apocrypha, you can search it online. It is a very suitable part of the scriptures that the Roman Catholic Church took out because of the fact that they know that there is a link between the New and Old Testament. The Apocrypha sews the New and Old Testament together seamlessly. It is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's go with it. I'm going to give y'all a couple of seconds to get there. Look online, you can search it up on your Google. I spelled it in there properly. Ecclesiasticus 40 and 28. You know what I'm saying? Look it up there. All right. Give y'all 5 more seconds to catch up. Here we go. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life. Now this is literally a woman. This is literally a woman informing her son to lead not a beggar's life. This is a righteous woman who wants her son to be a man. Literally a woman who wants her son to have some type of fortitude, have some type of manliness about him. She didn't want her son to be a coward. So she said, son, lead not a beggar's life. What is a beggar's life? If you're in class right now, tell me, what is a beggar's life today? Lead not a beggar's life. Type it in the comments. I can see it clearly. If you know what a beggar's life is, let me see. No answer yet? Let me tell you something. When you are out there, right? You on those streets rioting and marching and protesting, you are living a beggar's life. How are you living a beggar's life? Let me tell you how you live in a beggar's life. Because you're pleading with your oppressor to accept you. You are begging him to accept you. That's what you're doing when you're marching, protesting, and rioting. You're begging for acceptance. You're living a beggar's life. Accept me. Accept me. That's what you're doing. And this woman, which is a wise woman, informing her to die than to beg. It is better to die. It's a whole lot, so much more better to die than to beg. Now, what is begging? Begging is the repetitiveness of a request. You're repeating a request over and over and over and over again. Black, Hispanic, and Natives have been repeating a request of equality and acceptance to our oppressors for over 400 years. Begging. Is it begging if you just ask somebody, hey, bruh, I need a cup of sugar. Can you hook me up? Nah, that's not begging. That's just asking. But a repetitive request is begging. You know why? Because they're obviously showing you that they don't want you to have what you're requesting. They're obviously showing you that what you're requesting, they do not want to give you. So why are you still begging? You're looking weak. And that's why our enemies don't respect us. And personally, I don't care if they do. But what I do care for is us being independent of them. That's what I do care for. But let's continue. Verse 29. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for life. And that's what's going on. We are dependent on another man's table. We are dependent on the white man's crumbs. We are dependent on welfare, Social Security. We are dependent on his acceptance. We are dependent on everything from the food stamps on. We're dependent. We're sitting at this table. We want to be accepted as Americans. Every 4th of July, you're going to have a bunch of sellouts wearing red, white, and blue, whatever coonery they have, clothes to forsake their own people because they're begging for acceptance from their enemy. Every 4th of July, we see new photos. They become memes every year. Maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. But they definitely become memes. And that's what we get every year. You're begging him for his lifestyle. You're begging him for his acceptance. Why do you think his education system is so serious to the Black and Hispanic and Native people? You got to get that education. Ain't nothing wrong with getting that education. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. You got to understand how your enemy thinks. I understand education. You got to get it. But that does not make you better than any other Black, Hispanic, and Native person. You know what I'm saying? So you want to vote, want to participate in their lifestyle is making you a beggar. The fact that we voting is a sign of us begging. This ain't our world. This ain't our system. This ain't our life. We're begging. We're literally begging. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's get with it. For he polluted himself with other men's meat. You're polluting yourself with other men's meat. You're not getting respected from any other nation as long as we're eating from the white man's table. Why do you think Africans hate us so much? Why do you think Asians don't respect us? Why do you think these Arabs take us as a joke? Because we're not an independent nation. We are dependent on another nation. Look at our last names. Our last names is not in our own language. We don't even know our own language. French, it's in Spanish. It's not our own language. So how are we independent? Our last name proves that we are eating at another man's table. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. But a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. A wise man will not participate. A wise man will not vote. A wise man is not going to vote. Because voting is eating at another man's table. A wise man will not involve himself in the hell that comes with trying to be like these other nations. That's what a wise man will do. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna drop that. Let's how much time I got? I got like 15 more minutes. Let's get John 19. Verse. Where do I want to start? Let's start with 13. We're going to go all the way through to 16. This is a very important scripture because this shows you what a black vote does to black people. This shows you the bottom line of our black vote. Because when we vote, a nigga's gonna die. Somebody's gonna die. And in this, Christ was the one that died. But let's get into it. Give y'all a couple seconds to get there. John 19. John 19, verse 13. When Pilate thereof heard that saying, he brought Yahushua, who we all call Jesus ignorantly. He brought Yahushua forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement, but in Hebrew, Gabbatha. Verse 14, and it was Salakia, and it was the preparation of the Passover. Pay attention to that. And about the 6th hour, and he said unto the Jews, behold, your king. Now, Pilate's like, yo, Jews, yo, this is your king. He's talking about Christ. Like, yo, this is your king, right? He ain't even being sarcastic. He generally asking the question, this is your king, right? But he's asking it to a bunch of sellouts and coons. You know what I'm saying? But they cried out, away with him, away with him. They cried out, away with him, away with him. They didn't want nothing to do with Christ. These Sadducees, Pharisees, and scribes wanted nothing to do with Christ. He said, away with him, away with him. You know what I'm saying? Crucify him. They wanted Christ's blood. These Christians, aka these false leaders of the black, Hispanic, and Native community, wanted Christ's blood. Just like they want your blood today. If it's not your blood, they're going to want your sweat, your tears, or your money. Either way. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. This is crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, shall I crucify your king? So Pilate's asking, not everybody in Israel, as the Christian church would like you to believe. Christian church would like you to believe that all Israelites rejected Christ, which is not true, because Israelites were the only ones following him. Israelites were the only ones he blessed and cured, besides that one person. Israelites is all what Christ was about. So Pilate is asking these Pharisees and Sadducees, these so-called leaders of the black and Hispanic community, what should I do with Christ? What should I do with Yahushua? Should I kill him? Should I slay him? Well, what should be done? And let's get the answer. The chief priest. Who that? Hold on. The chief priest, the chief leader, religious leader, the chief Pharisee, the chief Sadducee, the chief priest, saith, answered, we have no king but Caesar. That was his vote. He voted. The chief priest voted for all of Israel, and he said, we have no king but Caesar. Just like every time you cast your vote, you say you have no king but Biden. You have no king but Trump. You have no king but Obama. No king but Clinton. No king but Bush. No king but Reagan. That's what you say every time you cast your vote. And what happens when you cast your vote? What happens? But Caesar. They literally chose Caesar over Christ. I got to get into this a little bit. They literally chose Caesar over Christ. That's what you do when you vote. You're literally choosing Caesar over Christ. You're literally choosing Caesar. You're choosing Trump. You're choosing Biden over God. Because ultimately, God is our leader. God is our ruler. Ultimately. We follow his law, statutes, and commandments. And let's say we did have a king who wanted to put forth some other law, statute, and commandment that was outside of the law, statute, and commandments of God. He is no longer our king. Saul lost his rulership because he was not following God's law. But your vote, you're voting for Trump over God. You're voting for Biden over God. You're voting for whoever else is in the race. I don't know. Those are two big names I know. Whoever else is in the race, you're voting for them over God, over Christ, over yourself, over your people, over your family. Stop being at our oppressive state. Stop begging for crumbs. Gain some independence. Gird up your loins. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue this. Verse 16. Then delivered he him unto them to be crucified. And they took Yahushua and led him away. So by them voting, they led Christ away as a captive. Y'all charming them snakes, man. Y'all literally charming them snakes. Y'all trying to beg for their attention and their forgiveness and their acceptance. And y'all gave up our king. You gave up your king, your ruler, your leadership for the leadership of another man's table. It's disgusting. And that's what the ISUPK is here for. We're here to clean you up. We're here to have you accept your own people over everything else. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going to end the class. I'm going to close it out with the security announcements, which is, we are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When the new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandments, Numbers 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, Ma'ishul, which means a tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase that you make.